Check out the link in the description below and you can find a worksheet that goes along with this lesson. Welcome to Ukulele Corner. Let's take a look at playing major 7th chord shapes, moving up and down the neck over the same chord. And I chose the chord A here to look at. And so if we look at an A major chord, we know that chord, we played that before. 2nd fret of the 4th string, 1st fret of the 3rd, and then the next 2 strings open. Now there's what's called a major 7th chord. It has the root, 3rd, 5th, and major 7th of a scale. So it's the 7th note of an A major chord is going to be this note, this G sharp. We can find that at the 1st fret of the 4th string. So instead of playing the 2nd fret, if I play the 1st, you get this sort of a little bit dissonant version of A major 7. It's really beautiful, especially with a high G tuning. I'm playing with a high G reentrant tuning here. Low G would work great for all of these chords as well. Even if you're playing a baritone, there'd just be different chord names. These would be E type chords instead of A chords, but same shapes work. So that's the first shape I want to look at. And it's 1, 1, 0, 0. We're just going to play the notes. I'm just using my thumb. You could use fingerstyle in your right hand as well, whatever feels comfortable. We're just getting familiar with the sound of these combination of notes together and the fingerings with the left hand. Now the next shape is really important. This is one of the more fundamental ways of playing a major 7th shape. This has an A on the 4th string. The root now is back at the 2nd fret. And then we're going to play the 4th fret of the next 3 strings. So it's 2, 4, 4, 4. And you can use your 2nd, 3rd, and pinky to play like this. I often find it easier to do a bar chord. And we've looked at a lesson of barring with any finger in the left hand. And so this is a good version of this barring the 3rd finger, laying it flat across the top 3 strings. Really good. Takes a little bit of practice to get the feel for this, but it's such a great technique to know. It's really good to be able to do this. So we have these 2 shapes. Then we're just going to keep moving up the fingerboard with inversions. The next shape, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 frets up, and then we're going to change our fingers around, where I'm actually going to back up 1 fret to 5th position, and I'm going to play this really beautiful, sparkly major 7th chord. It goes 6, 8, 5, 7. I'm using my 2nd finger, then pinky, then 1st finger, then 3rd finger. So it has a 3rd, the major 7th, the root, and then the 5th on top, if you think of the chord tones. I really like the way that this chord feels. It's a great sort of spider exercise with the left hand. 2, 4, 1, 3. Those are the fingers you use. And then right where your pinky is, you place a bar there across all 4 strings. Then put your 3rd finger down 2 frets higher on the 10th fret. I'm sorry, 1 fret higher at the 9th fret, and then the 11th fret on top. This is going to give you an A major 7th shape. This one has the note, the root is on the 3rd string, and then we have a major 7th on top. So it goes 5th, root, 3rd, and then 7th on top. So those 4 shapes, 1, 2, 3, 4. So for that last shape, from right where I played with my pinky, I'm just going 1 fret higher, and then I'm playing, that's where the root on the 3rd string is, and then I'm placing that bar there. So those are our shapes for playing A major 7th chords. These are movable shapes. That's what's so great about this. Once you start to remember these shapes, you can move them around the fingerboard and get different chords. Let's say that last chord shape we did. If I back this up until I was to fall off the fingerboard, I'd be in a different key. I'd be playing a C major 7, because the C is the root on the 3rd string. So try to play that. You played a C chord. That might have been the first chord you ever learned on the ukulele, right? C major 7 is right next door. It's very easy. But now we can use these other shapes. Remember how we did our A shape, the first one with the open strings? If you were to do a little bar there, in 3rd position, we'd get 4, 4, then we'd get 3, 3 on top. That one moves up 1 fret higher than where your second and third finger are. Do that bar with a third finger. Now this one jumps up a bit. This is the spider sort of shape, and now we're playing for a C major chord. This is the one with a third of the chord on the 4th string, the note E. And this is going to be playing the 8th fret, 11th, then, I'm sorry, the 9th fret, then 11th, and 8th and 10th. Then jump all the way up to the 12th fret, and you get 1 octave higher than when we started. So that's how we can connect these shapes for C major. Major 7th chords have a very distinct, beautiful tone to them. And our goal here, we're learning a lot of different chords. We've learned our triad shapes, we've learned major and minor chords that move up and down the neck using the cage system. Now that we're adding the 7th in there, we still have the root 3rd, 5th, and we're just adding in a major 7th. We can keep changing this, and we're going to look at some other ways of playing other types of 7th chords. There's a dominant 7th chord that has a flat 7th in it. That's where you get a C7 from. Here's C major 7. If I just lower this to a B flat, there's a C7. So that's the next one we'll look at. There's going to be minor 7th. There's a minor 7th flat 5. They call it a half diminished, and then a full diminished 7th chord as well. So those are the basic types of 7th chords you're going to find. And we're going to first learn shapes, moving them around. We're going to learn how to connect the shapes, and then we're going to play a lot of music using them. So you get to put them into action. So this is the first step of just getting familiar with where the shapes are. Let's review for A major. Our first shape, 2nd, 3rd, 4th shape. I even wrote one more in there actually, and it's a really interesting sound. It's very sparkly and sort of dissonant with the high G tuning. It sounds great with low G. And so this one actually goes 14, 13, 12, 11. The notes are right in a diagonal across the strings. Let's say if I move that down to C, it would be 5, 4, 3, 2, right in a row. This has the root on the 4th string. So start out with those shapes, and I'll be back in just a moment with the dominant 7th chord shapes, and I'll see you then.